Hi, I'm June Williamson, the Happy Thai Girl. Today on Cooking Made Easy with June, we're making a classic yellow Thai curry. This is one of my favorites and it will become one of yours too. It's so good and easy to make. That's coming right up on Cooking Made Easy with June, brought to you by Macy's, the happy shopping store in Spanish Fork. Hi, I'm June Williamson, the Happy Thai Girl. Remember, I hope you didn't forget me over the summer. I went to Thailand and it was an awesome summer. So I brought back with me today, with the help of Macy's, of course, the yellow curry. There's all kinds of curry, but honestly, it's a little different than what they make it in Thailand. We have some different ingredients and everything, but I'm gonna make it easy for you. In Thailand, they simmer, but in America, we have so many great things that's provided at Macy's. For example, the already made chicken broth that's been simmering a long time, and I like to use a low sodium. But first, we're going to prep everything, and everything I got at Macy's. And because once you start cooking, it's going to be a little bit quick. So I'm going to start by cutting my protein. And you could use pork, you could use beef, but here is a great way that Macy's has. There's different ways they have chicken, but this one is already trimmed and ready to cook. So I'm just going to open it up. And we're going to cut about a pound of chicken. And of course you can add or subtract, more or less depending on what you like. However, today I'm going to double everything. So the recipe actually is for one batch, about 5 or 6 people, but we have lots of hungry people here. And lots of people like to eat more than normal. But you know what? Make as much curry as you can because it tastes wonderful to be left in the fridge and eaten the next day and all week. So this is what I love about curry. So, so chicken wise, I love things sliced thin. So I always like to thin out the boneless, skinless chicken breast. I love boneless and skinless chicken breast because there's hardly any waste. I like to take the skin off, but this is already prepped. So, and then we just cut it really thinly. Now, some people like it cubed, but I love it this way. And so we just cut it like that, and see these little gristle, it just bugs me. It doesn't bug some people, but I'm just gonna cut that out and put it right there. Okay, so we have it already thin, and then so that way when we cut it, it's just easily done. Now, like I said, you could use beef or pork, but with boneless and skinless chicken, there's like practically no fat. So that's why I like to add chicken broth, where you add flavor. Flavor comes from the fat in the meat, in the protein. So, but we're doing boneless, skinless, which is healthier. And, but at the same time, that gives you great protein. All right, so there we go. So when I'm doing this, I'm pressing it a little bit like that. So this is approximately 1 pound. So 1 pound, sometimes you wonder, you look at the package, but then the package is weighed with the package. So when you get it out, home and you take the package out, sometimes it's a little bit less than a pound. I like to gauge my chicken as approximately a medium, large size breast is 1 to 2 breasts is about a pound. So you don't have to do anything fancy with this. Okay, so here's the chicken, and I actually already cut up another pound, so I can double it. Okay, I love boneless, skinless chicken breast because honestly, what you can do also is you can cut it like this, put it in a freezer bag, and you're ready for your curry during any time. So take it out and warm it, thaw it out. So that's about a pound. Okay, so I like to usually always double the recipe. I'm gonna wash my hands over here. Because, like I said, leftovers are awesome. Okay, so that's the chicken. So let's cut up. The next thing I want to introduce you to, and I know that many of you in Spanish Fork, wonderful independent individuals you all are, have a garden. And my husband actually is the gardener. I'm not a green thumber. But he's from Alabama, and he grew up with his father being on the farm, and he's grows everything. So he actually grows this is actually from our garden. It's awesome. And I know some of you may think, oh, it's so big, but zucchini is awesome. I love zucchini. So if someone says, hey, come and get some zucchini, and they have like baskets of zucchini, grab them and don't. And the reason why is that it's so great for Thai food, because you can, for your soups and curries. So I like to cut them, not just circles like many people do. I like to cut them into about 1 and 1.5 inch. And then, now this one's a little bit wider, so I cut it like this. I'll show you another way, and I just cut it like that. Or you can cut it in half, and then like that. Okay? So I like different shapes, not just circles of zucchini. Now also there's the yellow zucchini that I love to add into the mix. Sometimes I'll store the yellow and the green together. And then what I like to do when I have a lot of zucchini is I can cut them like that, and I put them into the freezer bag, and then I just freeze them and pull them out like, oh, okay, I'm ready for the next thing, for the soup or the stir fry. Okay, so another way that you can prep the zucchini is I use this little nifty thing. I think it's, I got this at the Asian store, but I didn't check to see if Macy's, they may have some. And what I like to do is it just shreds it like this. So, I don't know if you guys can see that. So I just like to go like this, and it makes these delicious, beautiful little strips, kind of like what I do for my Thai papaya salad, like this. And then you can freeze it like that, and then pull it out for different things, or use them as like, if you're doing the low carb thing, you can use it as like noodles and serve it with spaghetti sauce. So there's just different ways to do with your zucchini. But most of the time, I just do this. I just cut it up, and I'm ready. So now, since I'm prepping, see, or you can do it like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm gonna cut a little bit more, and this is kind of longer, but that's okay, for our curry. So approximately 2 cups. You can use any vegetable, anything from your garden, and it's so beautiful. Like, you can add an onion. I'm gonna cut the onion real quick. And this is the best way to peel the onion, is you just cut it like that. And I take all this off here. And take that off. And the other peeling off. See, it's really easy. And then I just cut chunks. It's up to you, but oh my gosh, of course, here we go. And I just cut bigger chunks like that, and that's just perfectly fine. Put a couple cuts, and this is gonna be all simmered. And then we add a red pepper for color. We have a lot, the curry is yellow. The chicken is white, so I like to add colors. You could add yellow zucchini, you could add tomato, and I don't even take out these little seeds. It must be good for you, but I don't. I like to also do little strips like this for the bell peppers, just for variation of sizes. So the prettier your food, the more delicious it is. I believe in that. So, so you can try different ways. Now, of course, you can also, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to show you another way. You can cut that in half, or you can cube it. It doesn't matter. Like that. And just cut into squares. Either way, it all works. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so that's that. And then, now, one of the things, yellow curry is actually, yellow Thai curry, it's actually Thai's version of the Indian yellow curry that you may get at the Indian restaurants. So there's, they put potatoes and things in it, but I love sweet potato. And today, I don't know if you may know of a purple potato, but the skin is purple and the inside is white. It's so awesome. So now when I put potato in soups and curries, I like to pre-cook it. Now this looks a little dry, but it's great. It's perfect for the soup. I just stick it in the microwave, and I just push the potato button, and it cooks it. So, and then now before you put it in there, I like to spray with a little bit of non-stick spray, and that way see how easily it is peeled once it's cooked. So this is so awesome. So I don't want to waste this, but this purple potato is great tasting. I wish you guys were here. I wish you could taste this. Now, I do cooking demos at Lemon and Sage Market in Springville. And so if you would like to go to their website, and it will also, where you can sign up for my cooking classes. I only do those. I don't do it too often because with me teaching school, I don't, I get a little busy. So anyway, so I just cook it in the microwave, I let it cool down, and then I just cut it up into cubes like this. Okay, see, like I'm just like messy. It doesn't really matter what size. So I like to do bite size. Okay, so now I'm going to add the potatoes last, because we don't need to cook it any longer, mostly to warm it up at the end. If you try to cook your potato in with the soup, it'll have a different texture. The starch will come out of it, it'll go into the broth, and it'll be just a little different. And I don't love that, and it takes longer to simmer. So honestly, if you just do it that way. Now, the recipe doesn't really call for Thai basil, but I had some, and it's gonna be awesome to put at the end, and it's just gonna add more flavors to it. Okay. Let's see, so the chicken is ready and this is ready. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce you to the paste. So this is the yellow curry paste, and it comes like this. It also comes into a smaller container, and usually you can get it at the Asian store, but Macy's has everything else, and also the fish sauce, but anyway, so it comes like this, and it looks really weird, but what you do is you just open it like that, and you just cut it up and stick it back in. Let me find my scissors. Okay, so you just cut it up like this. It's right at the top. Okay, like that. And you just stick it back in here, and it lasts awesome. You don't have to refrigerate it, but I'm just paranoid about it, so I like to put it in the fridge. Okay, so anyways. Okay, I think we have everything. So we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to cook it up and put it all together. So don't go away. All right, I'm glad you didn't go away, because I have so many more things to do. So I'm like, back to this new season thing. I'm like, oh, I gotta get back in the groove. I wish you were just here with me and just chatting and talking. My cookbook has been out a few years, but it's still available on Amazon, or you can just knock on my door, or if you see me down the street, hey, Jared, stop the car. I have some in the trunk of my car. Also, down the street, there are some businesses. It's actually published by Cedar Fort Press. They probably have some sales. But anyways, I get it out of my cookbook, and this recipe is there. And I'm gonna work on another one, and I'm gonna call it Cooking for the White Boy, because my husband's white. Only Asians can say that, right? So anyway, so I don't have all my other recipes in there. But in the meantime, this recipe is in here. And mine is thrash. I even use it. I use it all the time. I have friends that have had it, and I had even my daughter, who's on a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. She loves it. She uses it on her mission, and she cooks on her own, and she loves it. Anyways, so here we are. We're going to start cooking. So I wish you were here. You can smell and taste all this deliciousness. I'm going to turn my stove on to high and add, again, I'm doubling, so remember that. So I'm going to put approximately 2 tablespoons of canola oil. I just want to cover on the bottom of my pan a little bit. So that's about 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to let it get heated a little bit. And then I have this scooper. This is approximately 3 tablespoons. So I'm going to go ahead and add 3 tablespoons. The recipe says 1 to 2 to 3 tablespoons, but I like to add about 3, okay? So there's about 3 right there. And then I'm doubling it again, remember. I'm going to add a little bit more. Now, this yellow curry is actually a tiny bit spicy, but in general, yellow curry is mild. But a little spice won't hurt anyone. In my cookbook, I have a spice training regiment where you start out with a little spice, then you eat a little bit more and a little bit more, and then you get used to it, and then you're like completely spice trained, and you can have spicy food anywhere. Oh my goodness, look at that. So I just want to brown it a tiny bit till you smell it, just like that. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken. Now, I've seen some recipes on the Food Network where they make curry, like the Indian curry, and they like to add their chicken after the broth is hot. I've tried that, and I don't love the texture of the chicken. So this step, to me, is very, very important because it changes the texture of the chicken when you brown it at this point. And honestly, notice how it's all getting coated with the curry paste. This is where the flavor is being added to the chicken that has no fat in it. So I wish you could smell this. I can just sit here and stir and smell it all day long. I don't even like to turn on my vent when I'm cooking this because I love to smell my cooking. So we're just gonna brown that for a sec. And I don't have to cook it completely, okay? Because you don't wanna overcook your chicken either. So see how it's not necessarily brown, but see how it's cooking a little bit on that side, okay? Now I think I must have added a little bit extra protein, so I'm gonna add a tiny bit more oil, just a little drizzle, like that, okay? But it's approximately 1 tablespoon per pound. Okay, so that's sizzling. And we're gonna come over here and I'm going to open my coconut milk. Now my coconut milk, there are so many different brands, but I love this brand. And there is a brand that I don't know if I dare say, in some places have it. It's made in Thailand, but I tasted it and it was like, blah. It's very important that you get a good brand of coconut milk. I'm gonna show you how you can tell. I opened this up and see all that delicious coconut cream. And you can smell, oh my gosh, you can smell, and it's so delicious. I love coconut. And so I don't like to lose that, so I use a spatula. I don't like to waste any of that. So I open it up and take off the coconut that's on top. And at this point, I'm gonna stir this a little bit first. Okay, you can go ahead and add your coconut milk and use your spatula to not waste that delicious coconut. Okay, and I'm doubling, so I'm adding another can. So I adjusted my recipe to fit the can. Oh my goodness, okay, here we go. You would think I don't know how to do this. All right, you guys, I could not make it work, so it just broke on me. So now Spanish Fork TV needs to buy me a new one. There you go. I do it on purpose, he says, so I can get a new can opener. But I went ahead and used the good old Boy Scout way, and I cut it up, and it looks horrible, but that's okay. I bet they use this in Thailand, right? So here we go. So I'm gonna add the other. Now look, I don't have room to put the spatula in there, so I'm gonna add a tiny bit of water just to swish it out because I love that coconutty thing. So I just took a little bit of water and I swished it out, and it won't change the recipe. There we go. All right. So I added that. I'm gonna turn up my stove. And now I'm going to add all my fish sauce. You can actually add at any time, but I could have added it with the chicken. So I'm going to add fish sauce, which the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons, but I'm going to add double. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Honestly, I'm not, I cook, honestly, I just throw it in there, but with the recipe, and because I'm on TV, I have to measure. But it's good. It's good when you measure, then you can know that it's consistent every single time. Okay, so a little bit of salt. Again, I'm doubling. And then we have sugar. Okay, so I'm doubling again. And salt, fish sauce. And now MSG is an accent. I know it sounds horrible, but really it's amazing for curry and in Thai food. It's a simple carbohydrate that it's not bad for you. Everybody gives it a bad rap. If you just put a tiny bit, if you don't eat, it's like salt. If you eat too much salt, it's bad. Too much of anything is bad, right? So I just like to add a 1/4 teaspoon in it, but I'm doubling, so I'm gonna add another 1/4 teaspoon. And oh my gosh, that's it, that's all the spices. But because all the goodness and spices are in this delicious crepe haze with turmeric, and oh, it's so awesome. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add my vegetables. Okay, I'm gonna add my zucchini, my onions, and even my, here, I'm gonna figure this out. See how pretty that is? Ah, I'm so excited. Again, I wish you were here. Maybe I'll have to just have you guys over for lunch sometimes, or dinner, but I'm sure. We're all so busy. School started back. It's hard to get back into the swing of things with the summer vacations and trips that you guys have been doing. However, isn't it so exciting to get back and do all the fun fall activities that's coming up? I'm gonna cut the rest of my zucchini that I forgot to cut. Here. Okay, so it doesn't have to be big chunk, little chunks. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, we're just going to stir this up. Oh, I forgot my chicken broth. How did I forget that? We're gonna fill this up to the brim. I added extra veggies. So I need 2 cups of chicken broth. Let's see if we can make a bet to see if we can fit 2 cups in here, and I think we can. So I like to use low sodium because we're adding like fish sauce and things like that. It has sodium. Okay, so all I do is add the chicken broth. Now I'm going to cover it and let it simmer for a few minutes. So while it's doing that, you guys will come right back. Don't go away because we're going to plate it, we're going to taste it. Again, don't go away. So we just stir it up and cover it. All right, welcome back. I'm so excited. Look who's here.
I'm tall.
Adam, the tall Adam.
I'm Adam.
And I just love to have individuals who, especially one of our cameramen, who've never had a certain dish I've made before. Because I love that first reaction. I'm not gonna brag, but I love my stuff. I didn't get to finish the potato, so I'm gonna just peel this real quick again. Adam, go ahead and taste this. You've never had the white, it's the purple sweet potato before.
No, I've never had a purple sweet
And this is
potato.
cooked.
Okay, it is cooked.
Yes, I cook it with the peel on, and remember I spray it and everything. And I love the different, what do you think?
It's amazing, yeah.
Isn't that awesome? And I know you said amazing. That means it's better than average.
Yes, better than average.
See, that's what I
Everything's
thought.
amazing to me.
Oh, wait. Does that mean everything I make is amazing?
You're
Everything
amazing.
I present here, I'm amazing. Adam, no, you're amazing.
Oh, no, you're amazing. No, it's really like smooth and creamy.
Oh, I love it. And
Very
so,
different from regular potatoes.
when we get big, like, huge, and we're gonna have audiences, we're gonna be
Yeah, we're gonna be rock
everywhere,
stars, right?
We are rock stars. I need to be positive. Okay, so look at the curry. Oh, can you smell it? Tell them how
Yes.
this smells. Oh my gosh, it looks delicious.
Yum.
Yum.
It smells yum.
So I'm gonna add the potato last because it's already cooked in the microwave, remember? And look, we're overflowing. We're gonna take some out into the bowl here. So I won't put all of it right now. I'll just do this. Okay, Adam, I'm gonna
Yes.
wash my hands here.
Do you want me to hold the plate?
Yes, come on. All right. Okay. Oh, I gave a lot of potatoes.
I love
That's okay.
potatoes. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I want
and
some
then,
chicken
So
though.
here's some chicken.
Yes.
I'll put a little bit more chicken in. I'll give you some broth. Hold a second.
You can put as
No,
much
wait,
broth in
okay.
here as you need because you need to.
Yeah. Get that down.
Oh, yes.
More chicken?
More chicken, more potatoes. Perfect. Is that good?
A red pepper.
Oh yes, red peppers.
And a basil.
It's right here.
Yeah. Well, you can go ahead. Go grab a fork or a spoon. I want you to try it. I'll make yours look pretty, but I'll do one for the show.
Oh no.
Do you find it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So I'm gonna put some here for the show.
Did you want one?
Oh sure.
Are you also gonna have some?
I guess I'll have a little. Well.
Here you go.
Yes, I'm gonna have some. That was my sister-in-law.
All right.
Okay, this is for the show. Go ahead, Adam. Go
Tell
taste
me
it
when.
while I'm
Just
making-
taste it. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead and taste it. I'm gonna.
Okay, I'm gonna
put
try to
this
get a
for the
little bit of
show.
everything. Some pepper.
I'm gonna. Yep. Go.
It's really hot.
It's hot. I know. Sorry, I forgot. Oh. Be honest. You can be honest.
This is better than amazing.
Oh my goodness.
This is incredible. This is, oh my gosh, I love curry. So this is the best I think I've ever had.
Okay.
It's so good.
Did you hear that? The best he's ever had. All right, you guys, you can make this. You can make the best you've ever had. So just watch me. I'm gonna do this. Oh.
Oh, beautiful. Do you want a bite?
Well, I'll
can
have
have
a
a bite
bite of
from
yours
mine,
because then
that's
I won't. Yeah. Well, I don't have to have a bite, but I love it anyways. Okay, you guys, go to Macy's. Go shopping. That's good.
Yeah. Make some curry.
Yeah, make some curry. So go get my cookbook and make some curry. And don't forget to go to Macy's. It makes you happy. Macy's, a happy shopping store. And then happy cooking, happy cooking. What if you do that? This is a new thing.
Oh, yeah.
No, wait, this,
Whoa,
the
oh.
knuckles.
I thought you were trying to, I didn't know what was happening.
Come back for our next episode. Happy cooking.